Hello, you're on Music Toolbox, and welcome to another Free App Friday. Today we'll be looking at Piano Carnival. Now I'm going to say right up front that I think this is an amazing app. And on top of it, it's free, and along with the app itself, it comes with lesson plans. So what you'll see here is a very thorough, thoughtful package, and it is something that you just want to download and spend time with on your own and spend time with your children or with your students. Piano Carnival is a storybook, and this storybook tells the tale of Jeannie. And Jeannie stays up late and sneaks into a zoo after dark so that she can visit with the animals after the lights have all gone out. Now, musically, it tells this tale through the 14 movements of Camille Saint-Saëns's Carnival of Animals. And we see a performance for two pianos throughout. So there'll be 14 slides or 14 pages to this storybook, and a 15th slide, the first slide, which sets the mood and tells the tale. But along with the storybook images and the music by Saint-Saëns, there is also a very fun poem by Christopher Steiger, one of the directors of Piano Carnival, along with Elizabeth Schumann, who is also one of the pianists with Sonia Schumann. So let's go ahead and jump into the app, take a look at some of the features, and we'll start with that full slide and we'll hear a bit of the narration.
On a summer's evening in the zoologic park, Jeannie stowed away to see the wonders after dark. Hidden in the shadows as the hour became late, Jeannie watched and waited till the keeper locked the gate.
So this is a lot of fun, and I can pause, and if I hit the text button, I can hide the text. And if you were sitting with a small child in your lap, they could go and put their hands on it, and the little things on the app move, and it's like almost like Easter eggs, and you can find it. So here I can click on the monkey's eyes over and over again and make them blink, which is kind of fun. But this first slide, like I said, it has no music to it because it's setting the mood. But if I hit the plus button, it kind of reveals other media elements. So here, if I open up the image, I can see how the drawing was made in Photoshop. And if you've had experience with Photoshop, this is really kind of fascinating. And if your child is more into art, this is also very interesting. And you can also look at some of the storyboarding. So this is also a lot of fun. But, we are Music Toolbox, so let's go ahead and look at some of the musical elements. And if I move to the next slide, we're going to get the lion. And the lion is the first movement of the Saint-Saëns Carnival of Animals.
As young Jeannie thought of what it was she ought to do, came the fanfare for the lion, king of all the zoo. Monkeys stopped their jabbering, hyenas ceased to wail, as the crowd caught sight of the great golden mane and tail. Brilliant crested cassowaries cleared the way before, as all bowed.
Okay, so the lion is introduced, and again, you can toss rocks around and other things, but after you've listened to the text as it's being described and looked at the image, which also tells the tale, you can actually open up, and because there's actually music on this element on this slide, we can go ahead and listen to that first movement. So we have a beautiful recording and a beautiful space, well produced and well shot. We have a nice, fun poem read really well. We have beautiful animations. We have images that show how the animations were created. We have storyboards. Really, anything your child or your student would be interested in, you could talk to them about with this app. And you can go slide to slide. So we have the chickens and the like, and the asses. I like the smoke on this one. Another element which I find interesting is if I go back to the opening screen, what I can do if I want to engage the learner more directly in the music is start with music only. Now this first slide has no music, but if we go to the second one, now one thing it's kind of tricky with that is there's no pause, so I can't. Once the music is going, it's going, and there's nothing you can do to stop it on the music only version. So you have to hop out if you want the music to stop. But as I said, there's a lot going on here, and it's pretty wonderful. The story's wonderful, and the music's wonderful, and the production's wonderful. But let's go ahead and skip a few. Here is the ocean, the aquarium, and we can move the fish around and we can stretch things out. This is a lot of fun. And the shark, you can't move the shark, but the shark's creepy. But let's listen to some of the text, and then we'll listen to the music.
Jeannie next descended down a softly glowing stair to the cool aquarium where magic filled the air. Feathered corals fingered through the gently flowing tides as the schools of fishes flashed their scaly sequined sides. Waves of purple twilight shone on silver albacore.
I think one thing that's clear from this is that this application is a real labor of love. They're telling a story musically, they're telling a story through poetics and text, they're telling a story through rich and beautiful imagery. Everything about this is well made and well crafted. If I had one complaint, it would be with the user interface. It's not intuitive. It's not clear exactly how to start. It's not clear what the different functions will be and how they function. So if I go to README, it's not clear, for instance, how to find the video. It's a little vague, though I think you get past that very quickly. Once you've used this app for 4 or 5 minutes, you discover all the little things about the app that might seem confusing at first. And I think it's the kind of application that your students or your children are going to want to come back to often. It's very rich and there's a lot to see. Under the help menu, there are some of these questions that I've had in terms of where to find things. So you can look there if you're confused. So there is one last aspect of this app that I think is pretty remarkable, and that's the support from the people who've created it. So let's hit the grown-ups button. And to make sure that we're grown-ups, it's going to ask us a math problem. So let's answer the math problem. So one of the last things I do here is give you some suggestions on how to use this app with your children or with your students. They suggest that you practice and demonstrate good listening by absorbing each movement in its entirety. So they say, well, kids aren't used to listening to music nowadays. Let's sit and really listen to the 30 seconds or the minute and a half that this movement is, and listen very carefully. And when you've listened, come up with some interpretations. There's no wrong answers. What in the music made it feel like a lion was in the room? What in the music made it feel like a tortoise? What in the music made it feel like a kangaroo? And you have a discussion about this. And you can discuss musical symbolism. What does the music mean? So anyway, this app was produced by the piano theater artists Christopher Steiger, Elizabeth, and Sonia Schumann. It is a wonderful app. But that's not all. Because there's more here. There's more here. They can't just give you a beautiful app with wonderful art, good quality recording, good quality video shoots, interesting and absorbing storytelling. That's not enough for these people, all for free. They also have to give you lesson plans. So if I click on the link on their website, I go to their website where they talk about all the things that went into making the app, but they also give you educational materials. So let's go ahead and click on some of those. So they give you different types of lessons, kinesthetic lessons, artistic lessons, history-based lessons, and they talk about how long these lessons are, if it's a short lesson or a long lesson. So let's pick one of the lessons. Let's go to pianists, something near and dear to my heart, not really as a tuba player, but let's pick pianists. So they give you a suggested lesson plan. In the most comic of the 14 movements, see if you can guess the subplot going on between the pianists. Learn about famous pianists and watch the pianist pupils sweat as they work persistently in the tiger cages. So they give you a spelling list. They give you a document of information about different pianists like Van Cliburn and Glenn Gould. And they also talk about the Common Core standards that it meets. And they, again, give you the image and the panel from the book. And they have someone reading it.
From the tiger cages, Jeannie heard an...
I guess this would be Elizabeth Schumann, one of the pianists reading it. I did not realize that. She does a very good job. And the performance of it. So they're giving you all this material for every movement. There are lesson plans upon lesson plans upon lesson plans. I'm really impressed with this app. They have gone out of their way to create something wonderful and something quality that you can use in a variety of settings. And it's just very thorough. So I would encourage everyone to go out and pick up this app. But do more than that. I encourage you all to go and donate to the piano theater so they have the opportunity to share this with students on a broader scale and create other projects that are similar to this.